the UK was one of the first countries to commit to net zero.
The world is facing an existential crisis.
Whether it's a battery asset, a solar farm or a wind farm.
And individuals can make in terms of achieving net zero.
It becomes more powerful where we all stand
work
together.
in a very internationally integrated
And you
way.
can't just do it with one person.
This is a tremendous opportunity for us to get it right, for us to build a greener, healthier, happier, fairer world.
Good afternoon and welcome to our Professional and Business Services Council PBSC Showcase. And I'm delighted to be speaking to you as part of our GHS at COP platform during what is arguably the most important COP since Paris. We have a real opportunity, indeed a real need, to make a tangible difference and to map out a transition to net zero. The PBSC International Trade Group has been working tirelessly so that it can really understand the key role that professional services can play in helping achieve the road to net zero and the transition. And as part of this work, we're delighted to be launching a report today which showcases the role of professional and business services in developing net zero infrastructure and the depth of expertise which the UK professional services sector can bring. And I'm delighted to be joined in this film by a number of my PBSC colleagues. And you're going to be hearing from my co-chair of the International Trade Group, Sally Jones, Trade Strategy Partner at EY, and Alan Belfield, co-chair of the PBSC and chair of ARUP. We all have different professional services backgrounds and will offer our perspectives on how the professional services sector can make significant strides to support businesses and indeed governments as they can both advise on and manage this critical transition to net zero. I hope you enjoy.
So the most obvious challenge is one that we all face, not just the professional and business services sector, but everyone. And that is time. The clock is ticking. We've only got about 10 years to tackle all the challenges. However, I would say while there's a lot of challenges around climate change, there are probably just as many, if not more, opportunities. On one side of the equation, we've got to weigh up the serious issues like stranded assets and the challenges of scale and pace that we're going to see. On the other side, we're actually talking about the reinvention of the world's infrastructure. And that presents tremendous opportunities for technological development, for investment, and for all the services that firms in the PBS sector provide to make it happen.
The PBS sector and London and the UK in general has been working in the sustainable space for longer than almost any other place we can think of. For the past 20 years, our lawyers, our banks, our architects, our engineers, our accountants, our advertisers, our management consultants, all of whom have been pushing towards a sustainable future. So we have a track record of success and great deal of expertise on which to build.
There's a whole host of clients we're working with, and beyond the obvious, from clients with actually in the renewable energy sector, clients such as InfraRed, who are a sustainable energy fund, but also clients in totally different sectors, Vodafone in the TMC sector. And I think that proves a really important point to me, that decarbonisation is not an issue just for people involved in the production of fossil fuels. This is something that affects everyone. And, perhaps the most pertinent example, what we're doing as a business to actually make a difference, our journey towards net zero, and we have to actually take on board and make changes in the way in which we act as an organisation.
The professional and business services sector has so much to offer in this space. It can help from design of solutions to delivery. There's a whole raft of services that it can provide to make sure that we have the infrastructure in place that we need to meet the climate challenge.
We're working on some major hydrogen projects at the moment. One of them, NordH2, is the largest hydrogen project in Europe at the moment, in the North Sea. We have a technical role on that, but it's a very collaborative project involving lots of different stakeholders, linking together renewables, hydrogen production of green hydrogen, then linking that into transport hubs and dealing with the demand. So it's a very holistic project looking at all different parts of the value chain of hydrogen.
So we find that taking a long view and a multidisciplinary approach means that we can advise clients on a wide range of issues, so from strategy and strategic approaches to reducing climate impacts, through to options appraisals, scheme development and decision making, and making sure that carbon is properly embedded in all of those, identifying and fixing supply chain issues, identifying and mitigating existing risks, but also predicting future risks, navigating this sort of fast changing world in terms of green finance, and also looking at things like taxes, new climate related taxes and how to comply with those, but also how to take advantage of incentives for low carbon approaches. And it's in that context really where there are so many areas where other professional services are required for their input and advice that we find it's really important to take a collaborative approach, and we think that in doing so we bring the greatest benefits to our clients and the projects that they're seeking to deliver.
The report that we're doing as a group of different partners is really important because you're bringing all these different capabilities from professional services across the whole spectrum. You're thinking of consulting, legal, engineering, architectural. All these capabilities will be fundamental to any project that looks at decarbonisation because it's a massive value chain and you can't just do it with one person. That's why the partnership is really important, and that's why our report is really important, and I certainly would encourage many other parties to come and join us on this journey.
One of the challenges actually is to work out where your efforts as an organisation should be best focused. What are you good at, and what do you want your people to be doing? What kinds of projects do you think they'll really love? Because that's how we train and retain our great people. And what we're really good at in the UK is capital markets. The London market is absolutely chock full of funds investing in climate change related assets, and it's really exciting. Seeing what other people are doing, seeing where gaps are, is a real positive benefit from being part of the International Trade Group.
The PBS sector, through our council, has come together because we're greater than the sum of our parts. If we come together, when we come together, change happens, and in a positive way.
We're going to need to look at new methods of financing, new methods of partnership. Those are all issues which require not just the finance to flow, but the advice around that, the legal contracts, accountancy advice, a whole raft of professional and business services to ensure that we are actually unlocking that pool of capital to meet that huge, huge challenge.
The challenges facing us at the moment are so large and are going to come at such a pace that the only way we can solve them is by collaborating, by working together. None of us have all the answers. We can only solve the problems by all the PBS firms working together on the challenges we face to solve the problems today.
Thank you so much for watching our video. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. If you'd like to hear more about what we have to say, then please go to our link, where you can find our report with detailed case studies and examples. COP26 is just the beginning of our journey, but together we can make it happen.